So Chris Brown was recently exposed for violating a woman for the millionth time and now being sued for $20 million. But Chris Brown is fighting back on these claims, saying that the woman is faking it. Child, this drama is as messy as it gets. Okay, so you guys know Chris Brown has had his fair share of legal troubles, more than his fair share in fact. I'm not gonna lie, he is pretty talented as a singer and a dancer, but he is just so problematic that his talent just kind of fades into the background. One thing that he is especially known for is his nasty attitude and disrespectful nature towards women. I mean, we all remember what happened between him and Rihanna back in 2009. Just a quick recap, Chris and Rihanna were in the car the night before the 2009 Grammys and they got in a super heated argument that soon turned messy because Chris started hitting Rihanna and he later pushed her out of the car and onto the street. Interestingly, in his 2017 documentary, he claimed that Riri had been the one to throw the first punch because she discovered that he had cheated on her. He made some pretty interesting claims that just tried to spin the narrative another way, but it still didn't change the fact that he laid hands on Rihanna and left her face bruised and very messed up. The matter went to court and he was sentenced to 5 years probation, a year of counseling, and 6 months of community service. His career pretty much took a nosedive since then because he was canceled by fans everywhere. I mean, he's still doing pretty decent for himself, but you and I know that he would have been a way bigger artist if not for this scandal. But hey, it's the consequences of his actions. But that wasn't the only time that Chris has had trouble like that. After he and Rihanna broke up, he dated Tran, and it was pretty much of a replay of his relationship with Rihanna. In 2017, Karrueche filed court documents requesting a restraining order against Chris, whom she had broken up with at the time. In the documents, she had made some pretty shocking revelations that showed that Chris was still the violent person that he had been in 2009. She claimed that he had punched her in the stomach and had even pushed her down a flight of stairs a couple years before she filed, but she didn't report it at the time. This is because he was still on probation from the Rihanna incident and would have gotten in a lot of trouble with the law. Karrueche also revealed that Chris had threatened to kill her, saying that if he couldn't have her, then no one else could. This is just extremely toxic, and I'm glad that she got out when she did. But even though they had broken up, Chris continued to intimidate her and even her friends, and she managed to get a restraining order against him. Now, after all this, Chris kind of went the good boy route and put on together a show of being a changed man and all that stuff. He mostly managed to stay out of serious trouble, but then the thing is, people just couldn't get over the horrible things that he had done, and he remained canceled in the books of many fans. Sure, he continued to make music, but he is something of an outcast, if you know what I mean. Is he still successful? Well, kind of, but he is sure not as influential as he used to be. Anywho, as I said, he did the good boy thing for a while, but he couldn't stay out of trouble for long. It seems like he particularly has an issue with women because in 2016, he was investigated for hitting a woman and taking her cell phone when they tried to take a picture of him at a Las Vegas hotel. Then in 2019, he was detained in Paris after he was accused of a woman in a hotel in France. But Chris, his management, and his lawyers denied this allegation and claimed that he was a target. And I don't really know what they meant by calling him a target, but you know, whatever. In 2021, he was investigated again by the police for hitting a woman in the San Fernando Valley area of Los Angeles. According to TMZ, the victim, who remains anonymous, claimed that Chris smacked her so hard her weave fell off. Like, yo, do you know how hard you have to hit someone for their weave to fall off? I mean, unless it's pinned down. Luckily, she was uninjured, but Chris somehow managed to get off without being arrested. So needless to say, Chris Brown does not respect women, and I think it's safe to say that he is going to remain canceled for a long time. In fact, he may as well just kiss his career goodbye because things are about to get even worse for him. This is because he is now being sued by yet another victim who claimed that he violated her in 2020. Seriously, how does this man still have a career? Anyone? Anybody? Court documents filed on January 27, 2022 revealed that Chris Brown invited a woman to a yacht that was at Diddy's Miami Beach home on December 30th, 2020. This woman remains anonymous and is referred to as Jane Doe in the court documents. According to the documents, this woman was a musician, model, dancer, and choreographer, and she visited the yacht because Chris invited her. She was on FaceTime with a friend when he took the phone from her friend and invited her to the yacht. When she got there, he offered her a drink and they got to talking. Totally normal stuff, right? Well, this was far from normal because she started feeling disoriented physically unstable and she started falling in and out of sleep, which she took as a clear sign that her drink was tampered with. She claimed that Chris then led her to a bedroom in her drugged state and closed the door, and even though she protested, he kissed her and then he slept with her before announcing that he was done. And if this wasn't foul enough, she claims that he then contacted her the next day like nothing was wrong and asked her to take an emergency contraceptive pill, which she did. But she is now suing Chris Brown for $20 million in damages because this has caused her severe emotional distress. Now, before anyone comes up and asks why didn't she report at the time it happened, let me remind y'all that it takes a lot of strength and courage for victims to come out, especially against a celebrity. Her attorneys also revealed that she did not report to the cops at the time because she was a medical student and was embarrassed. Now, I totally get this, and I think it's just sad that she is embarrassed over something that wasn't her fault. Fans are divided on this drama because some fans think that it's sus that the victim is suing for money, like this fan that said, "Chris Brown on the hot seat again, but why sue and not file a police report? That wasn't a smart move on her part considering his status. She just looks money hungry, and if he did it, lock that man up. What is a lawsuit going to do? He will still be free and rich, hun." Another fan commented and said, "So let me get this straight. You get violated by Chris Brown instead of pressing charges so this doesn't happen again, you sue for $20 million? Sounds like somebody just wants money, not change." The thing is, she is the victim and she can choose to get justice in whatever way she can. People really need to stop telling victims how to cope. If $20 million is what she needs to heal, then that's what she deserves, and that's on period. Many other fans think that he should just get canceled. A fan said, "So can Chris Brown be canceled already or what?" Another fan commented, "Chris Brown should have been canceled over 10 years ago, yet for some reason y'all keep hyping him up." And I have to agree with this one, you guys. Now, Chris Brown has replied to this allegation, and of course he's denying it. I mean, duh, what were you guys expecting? Especially with his track history, please. Anywho, he took to his Instagram stories and posted a picture of him wearing a pile of caps, basically implying that the case was all cap. He also wrote on his Instagram, "I hope y'all see this pattern of cap. Whenever I'm releasing new music or projects, they try to pull some real BS." I noticed that he referenced that he has some new music dropping soon, and a part of me wants to think that it is all a huge publicity stunt to get people talking about him, since nobody really cares about him much nowadays. But that's a pretty dumb idea, and I choose to believe that he and his management are much smarter than that. Then there is also the fact that he said they tried to pull BS. I'm not saying that he's guilty or anything like that because I'm gonna let the judges deal with that. All I'm saying is that it looks like he is avoiding accountability and blaming it on other people, just like he tried to spin the narrative on the 2009 incident by claiming that Rihanna hit him first. Again, I'm not saying he did it, but this is Chris Brown we're talking about here, and I totally wouldn't be surprised if he did do it. The whole thing is just completely messy, but I really do hope that the victim gets justice. In the meantime, if you're in the mood to see some more celeb drama, then check out this video.